Okay, so on the agenda for today's webinar, I did some introductions already. We're going to talk about marketing with Help for Aging Veterans, and then we're going to take your questions and give you some answers. And again, there's a questions pane in your little, or questions area in your little dashboard that you have. If you could type your questions in, that would be great, and then we'll take questions at the end. Okay, so all of you on the line are part of Help for Aging Veterans, the website. A majority of you are already on the website, meaning that not only are they able to help the folks in their network who already work with them, but they're able to help you if you're not part of, if you haven't looked at them as someone who can help you serve more veterans, you might want to do that. It's not mandatory, but certainly something we would encourage. What they do is they help folks afford the home care while they're waiting for, and they process the applications for the VA aid and attendance pension benefit. There's so much more to that story, and we will do a webinar just on veterans home care and their story and how they work and how they process applications. We'll do a webinar on that. The owners are out of town right now. When they get back in town, we'll schedule that, and we will make sure we record that so everyone can learn more about veterans home care. But they have been kind enough to sponsor the site, so we're very happy to have them. Definition of this program, it's a national website designed to provide high-level visibility for participating home care agencies in their local areas. So what we're really good at here at LTC Expert Publications is we're really good at something called search engine optimization. And that means that we can take a page or a website or a page on a website, and we can make it show up in your local area and for you, so that if somebody types in, I need home care for my aging veteran father in a search, that you will be the first person to come up because you are part of this website. That's the goal. So we know what all the keyword phrases are that people are typing in. We know how they're searching, and that's something that we're super good at, is putting people in the right place when a potential client comes along. So what we want you to do is get the most out of your membership. Now, most of you who are on this webinar today live are folks who signed up during our charter membership time. And then after that, there'll be people who will watch this video who signed up later. But we want everyone to get the most out of their membership. Remember, you are signed up for an entire year now. And so in order to make the most out of that year and to get the biggest bang for your buck, you want to make sure you're participating with us. Most of the stuff that we do is set it and forget it. But there are some things that you can do to help yourself. And the first thing we're going to talk about is testimonials. And I want to show you some examples. I know that everybody kind of says, testimonials, asking for them. Some people are pros at it. They love getting testimonials from their clients, and other people just hate asking. I'm going to encourage you to start asking, because trust is everything in this business, and you need to have some testimonials to the quality of your services and how thrilled people are to work with you. So let's go back to the profile page for a second just so you guys can see it, so that we could see if this was showing up. And sure enough, if you type in Veteran Home Care Hinsdale, Illinois, you will see the first 3 listings here are the testimonials that came from Mike and Mary's, came from the Help for Aging Veterans website that Mike and Mary turned in. They are located in Hinsdale, Illinois, and if someone in that area has an aging veteran who needs home care and they type in home care for a veteran in Hinsdale, or home care for a veteran, and they just have to live there, these kinds of things are what's going to show up #1 on the first page of Google. So this is a really, really nice showing of how these testimonials and articles and everything else works to your advantage. We want people to click on these, and we want people to be able to contact Mary and Mike right away. So that's the power of having all the pages. The more pages you have, the more chances you have to show up on the first page of Google. So, and I'm going to show you this on the website, but if you want to submit testimonials, you go back to helpforagingveterans.com, and then you add submit-testimonial. Now, when we get done with this webinar, I'm going to send everybody an email that has a link to this video, and also the link where you submit testimonials and the link where you submit articles. So you don't have to write this down. You don't have to remember it. We will send you the information. But it's helpforagingveterans.com/submit-testimonials. And, yeah, testimonials with an S on the end. So that's how you submit testimonials. Please submit as many as you can. All right, next, articles. Let's talk about that for a minute. Most of you don't have a whole lot of time on your hands and not a whole lot of time to be writing articles, or else you'd be doing it all the time. So in this case, what we have here is Mary and Mike have 2 articles already up here, one that we provided for them because they're our client, and one that they wrote themselves. So we're just looking at one of those articles. You can see the same rules apply. This article is just Mary and Mike's article. It's their pages, the sidebars are all about Mary and Mike's business. It has nobody else's businesses listed on this page at all. There is a form below the article that allows you to go ahead and contact Mary and Mike. Their phone number's right there. All of their testimonials are here. So over and over again, we're reminding people that this is the company you want to talk to if you live in Hinsdale, Illinois, and you have an aging veteran in your life. This is a company you want to discuss home care with. So that's why it's so important to submit content. If you do not want to write an article, or you do not have time and you cannot do it, we will have an article professionally written for you, and the cost for doing that is $30. If you want us to have one written for you, we will do that. And so you're welcome to contact me or George or anybody on our team to let us know that, and we will process your credit card, and we will have an article expertly written for you, and we will put it on the site for you. And it's actually yours to use wherever you like. It's your article. It'll have your byline on it. It'll be ghost-written. It won't be written by someone else. And it will be unique. And that's the other important thing. If you're going to submit articles to us, they need to be unique. So in other words, you can't copy and paste a paragraph from the New York Times and then copy and paste a paragraph from another website that talks about VA aid and attendance and put them all together and submit an article. All that does is create what's called duplicate content problems. And so what we want are original, unique articles. It may be an article about, without using names, some family that you've helped in the past, and the wonderful outcome, or how they were able to afford care because of the VA aid and attendance pension benefit, or how much they liked you. It may not be their testimonial, but it may be their story without using their names, and it may be something you want to submit, and that's okay. You can submit as many articles as you want. The minimum words for an article should be 400 words, and that's 2 or 3 paragraphs. You don't have to write a dissertation. They can be short, but certainly 1 paragraph isn't going to get it. So you need to make it worth your while, but we hope that you'll submit them. And again, if you don't want to, don't have time, but you'd love to have a full profile like this, we can have our professional writer write one for $30. And that's no problem. And you can have as many of them written as you like for $30. Okay. So let's keep on going here. Now this is just to show you that article does show up on Google. This is not what someone would search for. I just wanted to show you that it has been indexed and that it is out there. Also, one of their testimonials is also showing up with that. So we try to take advantage of every single resource that we have, and we try to make sure that we get links out there for you as much as possible with all this stuff. So let's see here. So if you want to submit an article, here's the website, helpforagingveterans.com/submit-article. Submit-article. And again, I'm going to email this to everyone, so you shouldn't have any problems figuring out how to submit an article. It walks you through step-by-step how to submit the article. It's easy, easy, easy. We will edit it. We will look at it and make sure it doesn't have any glaring typos and things like that before we publish it. And if there's anything we need, either from a testimonial or from an article, we'll let you know. Also, in testimonials, we recommend that you do not use names. You can use just a first name if you want, or you can use initials, but we do not want to publish first and last names unless someone has specifically, in the body of their testimonial, like given their full name. Maybe they wanted to put in that they were a military person or their rank, or if they really want to be identified, that's fine. But it is up to you to make sure you have permission to use those. We don't take responsibility for that. Okay, so the next steps for you all are to be sure to submit testimonials so that we can put those out there for you. Submit articles. If you need help, all you have to do is ask. We have a support desk that is open all the time. It's only answered by our staff. This is not outsourced to India or anywhere else. It's just our staff. It's ltcepsupport.com, ltcepsupport.com. You can direct any of your questions there that you need to, and we're happy to help you. It's no problem at all to ask questions, and we'll help get the answers over to you or help you in any way we can. If you want to need help with getting an article written, you can just email me, Valerie, at ltcep.com, and I'll send you, George or I, one of us, will send you a little form to fill out, and we'll have an article written for you. We will charge, we do it by credit card only, and then, of course, we'll let you know when your article's live. I'm going to go back and just say one or two things about submitting your information to us. And let's go to the website for just a second here. If you have signed up but you don't see yourself on the website yet, and you can search for Care by State, and when you do that, this drop-down comes down and you can pick your state. If you haven't seen yourself, we email you as soon as your profile is live. So if you haven't received an email like that, you might check your spam too, but we do email you with all your links so you know where you are. If you haven't received it, there's two reasons for that. Either number one, we haven't gotten to your name in the list yet, or number two, you haven't filled out your information form. So I want to show you what that looks like. When you go to Providers Sign Up here, when you go to that page, there's a little frequently asked questions over here on the right-hand side, right under Get Access Now. There's a little frequently asked questions, and it says, I paid the fee, but I didn't fill out the information form. How do I go back to that page? You just click on it, and it'll take you right to the page. You must fill out this form in order for us to get your company live. We can't make you live with just the credit card information that you entered. We have to have you fill out this form, and it's kind of long. And we do ask for a couple pictures or logo and a picture. You don't have to submit those right away, but it's really helpful if you do. We really do want a picture of either the owners or the marketer or somebody that people can kind of, to personalize your profile a little bit. We want your logo, and we want you to fill out this form. If you start filling out this form and you walk away from it, it does time out sometimes. So you may come back and find that it's gone, or that, so you have to sit down and just do it all in one fell swoop. So anyway, this is the agency information form. You have to fill this out before we're going to be able to get you live. I can't stress that enough. So if you haven't done it and you're wondering why you're not up yet, please go back and do that. Just go to Provider Sign Up here, and right on the right-hand side, you'll see a link right to the information form. Okay, so with that, I am going to turn it over for questions. Let's see here. Let's see. It says, of course, there's a lot of questions about how come we can't see those slides. Yes. Let's see. Let's see. Slide changes. Can you use the screen? So, George, is there anything that I left out or that we should be mentioning?
Did you talk enough about the blog and what people should do if they have a blog feed?
Sure, absolutely. Let's talk about that a little bit more so people can see it. And maybe it's easier, too, if I do this so I can show you live what that looks like. So I am going to search for Care by State, and I'm opening it up. And you can see here, let's see what Safe at Home has to say here. Okay, so this is Safe at Home Healthcare in Oswego, Illinois. And you can see here a lovely picture of our friend Kurt. And from our Oswego newsroom, you see these pieces here? He has one article, no testimonials yet, but he has an article, and he has some stuff from his newsroom. This is his blog. So if I were to click on this, we're not going to see our stuff. We're going to see Kurt's stuff. This is Kurt's website, and this is his blog post that I just clicked on. So you can see here that it's his blog that it takes us to, which is great. You want that to happen. You want us to be linking to your website. That gives you tons of credibility in the eyes of Google. So we want to make sure. So any of these that I click on are going to go straight to Kurt's site. if I click on this article that he has written, then we can see that this article is here, and it has all of his information still on it, all the places he services. Same goes for every single client. Your stuff remains yours. If you have a blog, and many of you don't, and we've noticed that, so that's okay, but if you do, we will put the feed in here, and we can check that out ourselves. But I would encourage you to have a blog if you don't. It's not that hard to get content written for you. And I do have a question here. We have, well, I'm interested in having an article written. What info do you need from me? Just email me, Demetrius, and we will get your article written for you. Actually, you're one of our clients now, so don't worry too much about that. We'll get it. And Jan has said, I see my profile on the homepage, but it's not listed in my state pages yet. It's okay, Jan, it will be. We just need to connect your state, Michigan, with your profile. We'll do that today. And then Brandon Blake says, we have quite a few video testimonials that we have posted on YouTube and have a page on our site dedicated to them. How can we best display or promote video testimonials on this site? That's a very good question, Brandon. We don't mind. We prefer that for this site that you have videos that are specific to veterans. So if you have some veterans, or you can identify that they were a World War II veteran or a widow of a World War II or spouse of a World War II veteran, it's nice to have those kinds of actual testimonials on this site. What we would need is the link to the YouTube video. If you can send me that, and you can send that to us through support and just tell us who you are and what the YouTube link is, then we can get the embed code from there. But we would prefer to have testimonials from veterans if you can do that. So yep, just send me the link to the YouTube video. Okay, anybody else have questions? Questions about Veterans Home Care, about that organization that sponsors us, or questions about anything to do with the website or completing your information? Anybody having trouble with that? Anybody out there? Let me see here if, let me look at my attendance list. I'm putting all the hands down because I think that was about other stuff. And let's see here. You can either type something in or raise your hand if you have any questions. So the charge per article is $30 if we want to have one written. Yes, it's $30 for an article. We do have them professionally written, and it gets pretty expensive to have them professionally written. They have to be search engine optimized for you, and we put in all kinds of criteria. We're happy to do it, but yes, it's $30. And you don't have to do it over and over again. You can do it one time. You can do it as many as you like. Bridget Waller asked, so did I miss the fees? No, Bridget, you didn't miss any fees. There's nothing. We don't charge for anything unless you want to have an article written because you don't have time. We were talking about the importance of having articles on your profile pages, sort of like you can see on my screen here, the one that Kurt has posted, When Transportation for Veterans Becomes Challenging, Home Care in Oswego, Illinois Can Help. He submitted that article. If you don't have time or don't want to write one yourself that's unique, you can pay for it to have an article written. We don't mind that if you want to. We encourage you to write your own, do it for free. We will post as many articles and testimonials as you send. We do not charge anything for that. But in the event that someone wants to have an article written, the fee is $30 for one article, and that's just kind of standard. So we're happy to do that for you. It's certainly not mandatory, certainly not something you have to do. We would encourage you to write an article on your own, about an experience that you all have had with a veteran without using names, of course, or any of those kinds of things. So you didn't miss anything. We're not charging any fees unless you need help with a professional article. Okay, is there anybody else that has questions? Anybody that wants to type something in? Raise a hand. Anything, anybody? Bueller? I'm not seeing anybody typing. Okay, I think we answered all the questions. Oh, wait. It said something about if we covered additional area to do another page, how does that work? Well, that's a good question. Some people that sign up with us have more than one office, or they have locations that are really far away from each other. So, for instance, we have a client, let's say, that has an office in San Francisco and an office in Cathedral City. and that's in California, and those are by car about 8 hours away from each other. So that person would want to have, that you can have, your annual fee covers one office. We don't mind listing your service areas, but we're only going to search engine optimize it for one area. So in that case, that person would have to pick between San Francisco and Palm Springs, basically, is what that is. However, if they also wanted a page optimized or set of pages optimized for Palm Springs, that's okay too. They would just have to pay another annual fee. So if you have multiple offices that are clustered in an area, I would just say, or we have 2 offices and they're 5 miles apart or 10 miles apart, you might just want to stick with one set of pages, one set of profile pages, and we'll just list all your towns. But if you have offices all across the state, or if you have offices all, that are 2 or 3 hours apart by car, you're probably servicing completely different areas, and you probably want to have a page for one office and another page for another office. So that would be 2 annual fees. It's completely up to you how you want to do that. You can just simply sign up to pay another annual fee, and we'll add the other office in. It may have a lot of similar information about you, but it'll be optimized for the local area. Each of the pages will be localized for the local area where the office is. So there is some difference there. But again, if your offices are 10 miles apart and you essentially serve the same basic area, you might just want to have one page for that, or one set of pages for that. I hope that helps. And you're welcome to have as many, if you have lots of offices, you're welcome to have many, many different profile pages, but you just have to pay for each new office that you add. Anybody else have questions? Anybody need help with veterans home care? Any questions about them, what they do, something simple? We're not going to go deep into it today, but if you need contact information, you can let us know. We'll be happy to hook you up with Nancy or Susan so they can answer your questions. Okay, last call for questions. Anybody else? No? Okay. All right, guys. Well, I thank you very much for attending, and we will send this out as a replay. I'll make sure everybody gets a copy. I'll send you the links where you can submit articles and testimonials. We need them both, and we will talk to you all again soon. We'll be having more webinars to teach you how to market yourself using this website as time goes on, and they'll all be free, and you can attend anytime, and we'll always send out the playbacks. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.